Coming up on the show, we got Franklin Correa, who is a third-degree black belt in ninjutsu, and he's also an indie filmmaker. I just saw one of his movies recently on YouTube, and I thought the storyline was pretty good. And, I invited him to my show so we could talk about his future film project and also some of his past projects because, again, like I said, I like his work. So, everybody, don't go away because you have just entered the Mavericks Dojo.
Well, I'm not a master. I'm a third-degree black belt in ninjutsu under Grandmaster Dan McKeady.
Okay.
He was one of the late great Ronald Duncan's first black belts, and also he was one of Professor Visitation, who is the founder of VR Ninjutsu. He was one of his first black belts as well.
What style of ninjutsu is that?
Well, VR Ninjutsu is a jiu-jitsu style. Ronald Duncan was, I believe, Kokoru.
Okay.
So I come from the Kokoru. I come from the Kokoru clan, basically.
Oh, wow. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of Shihan Felix Vasquez?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like an uncle to me, basically.
That's O-Sensei, right?
Yeah, O-Sensei Felix Vasquez. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's pretty well known in the martial arts circles.
He trained with my teacher, who when he was younger, because it's a long story, but basically my teacher's his elder, and he came under Ronald Duncan with my teacher, but since my teacher was his senior, he trained with my teacher, and they're it's like his older brother type thing.
Uh-huh.
So we're all one big family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot. Pretty hot. You said that your inspiration for all of this stuff that you do was Carlos Rey Norris, also known as Chuck Norris.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know he was part Latino. It blew my mind when I found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Alex, growing up, I don't know if you remember Kung Fu Theater.
Of course.
Every Saturday, I'd be watching Kung Fu Theater, and I love the Kung Fu and everything, and it's all right. That's what made me want to get into the martial arts and stuff like that. But when I finally saw this blonde hair white dude throwing kicks and punches, and I was just like, yo, who is this guy? They was like, oh, that's Chuck Norris. He was like world karate champion. And then I saw him, him and Bruce Lee fight and everything, and I said, look, I gotta find more movies on this guy. And I just went ballistic with him. I was like, yo, I want to be just like this guy. There's not a lot of guys like him out there. I believe at the time it was just him and Joe Louis were making movies. That was it. And that was early 80s.
Yeah. I think we all have a pretty good memory of what his movies were like, and they were very inspirational,
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I don't think there's one Chuck movie that I hate. I love all his movies. They're all different, even though he has the same macho, one man army type thing. Growing up as a kid, you look up to that. You're like, oh man, this guy is badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Force Vengeance was my favorite one.
Force Vengeance. I always wanted to remake that. Out of all his films, I've always wanted to remake Force Vengeance. Of course, my all-time favorite, Lone Wolf McQuade.
And I love that one too.
And of course, what was that? Invasion USA. Those are I would one of my bucket lists is to actually meet this man before he croaks or passes on, and I'm hoping that'll happen. But it would be just like an honor. I think I'll cry.
Wow, you and I both.
Yeah. Also, he inspires you too, huh?
Yeah, I love his work. His career in the past. His my favorite one being Forced Vengeance, and then I would say when he fought Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he got some hits off of Bruce Lee there. So.
Yeah, and the thing was is that it was so realistic. You know what I mean? Especially when Bruce tore the hair out of his chest and then blew it at him. That was hilarious. But I mean, they went in, man, and they were good friends, so they knew what they was doing. So